I think that you've been looking up a lot of stuff. I'm live now, by the way. It's going live right now. And so yeah, I think, it's fruits of the labor, man. We just gotta keep it going. Exactly. That's exactly right. Okay. Tinker. Yeah. Yeah. Casual, what's up? By the way, check out this card right here, Jake. Victimize. This is what I'm talking about. We got 100 and something cards to go over tonight, but a lot of them are like, we've already seen Plague Reaver. We've already seen Tormod. A lot of these are like variants of stuff that we've already talked about. So we're gonna fly. %. Polly, what's up? Yeah. I don't know. Polly, what's up? Also, what happened to 7K, man? Eliasaurus. It's funny you should ask that because we are going to do that giveaway for 7K live in this video, in this stream. We've already got the squad forming up. Look at this. Polly. Those edge foils were gorgeous, right? Polly's talking about she watched the, or he watched the Good Morning Magic opening video today with Gavin. And he was opening up the edge foils on screen, foil etched on screen, and how gorgeous they are. So yeah, I really can't wait to hold on to those.
Does Dwight say, once you see how sausage is made, you really just want to make more sausage.
Thank you for that note, guys. You should be able to hear Jake now. Had a little audio problem, but you're good, Jake. Yeah, but also, dude, his raw love for the game, I swear, dude, Gavin loves this game more than anybody in the entire world. And having designed a whole set, when you open it, you're just like looking at these cards that you've picked, and you've deliberated in conference rooms for years about what card was going to fit into what slot. And when you see them, you have like, as the designer, I would assume you have like a million stories for every single card. I feel like, it's like if you were an architect, it's like walking through a building that you designed. You're like, holy crap, this is a building. This is crazy.
Right. Yeah, I'm really excited about the set. I have been working diligently today on the Commander Legends Collector Booster Is It Worth It video. I had to get some important information nailed down. There's a little bit of confusion between which cards are in which slot, and making sure that people realize that any card that exceeds the number 361, if it isn't a variant, it's going to be included in the precons. And I know you've been working on the precons video. My video was supposed to go out today, but I want to get it right. I don't want anybody to pick it apart and have any kind of way of going in there and saying, I feel like Jake didn't do any kind of research on this. And I've put a lot of time into it, and when you're spending $250 to $300 on something, you really want to be informed on whether or not it's worth it. And it really comes down to how much do those commander staples like Soul Ring, Counterspell, Command Tower, how much do those cards in extended art foil mean to you? That's what it really comes down to. How much is it? How important is it for you to be able to open the extended art foil Mana Drain or the extended art foil Jeweled Lotus? That's the big difference. There will be 2 foil etched foils in every pack. Those are going to be all over the place. And I'll tell you, those kind of remind me, and I know this is long-winded, and I'm going to finish out this thought, but it reminds me of the Theros Beyond Death collector boosters, and how at the end of those packs, you would sometimes open like a double Caliphate or like a double Annex, or sometimes you would open an Annex and a Perforos, but a lot of the time you're going to be opening like these doubles in the Theros Beyond Death packs, and that's kind of what these etched foils remind me of. The etched foils are always going to be foil. The uncommons are going to be all over the place. They're going to be ubiquitous, and then the rares are the good ones are going to float to the top. The mythics are going to float to the top, and the rest of them, and they all are mythic. All of the ones that were included were all upshifted to mythic. All of the reprints, the ones that aren't new. So that uncommon slot, you're going to be opening new legends, but that mythic slot, that rare slot, you're going to be opening all cards that have been upshifted to mythic and given an etched foiling and are all reprints, and some are good and some are bad. That is what it is. Yeah, so, they were all upshifted to mythic. Yeah.
So what do you really think?
What do I really think? If it comes down to the brass tacks of like $260 straight up, is it worth it? It's really hard for me with all of the variants these days, and the fact that, and I make this point in the video, at any point, if Wizards of the Coast said, Jeweled Lotus has done so well, let's print it in a secret layer. We'll make it non-foil for $40, and we'll make it $50 for the foil.
Sure.
Limit 10 per person.
Actually, Casual was talking about that in the Discord earlier today, talking about, I hate the next 6 months because money's tight and they've been banging us with products, and you want to get everything, and real life is a better thing to spend your money on than Magic the Gathering, and how but I don't know if in March are we going to see Secret Layer Commander Mana Rocks, and we get Jeweled Lotus, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, and then what? Mox Diamond can't be reprinted. Mana Vault could probably be reprinted in that, right?
Yeah, and it's just like $100.
Yeah, $120 Secret Layer, all new art, all full art foils.
Yeah, so that for me, dude, is like the big thing. That is like where my mind is at so much moving forward with all of these products. Is like, I have all these cards that are sitting out that are just like I opened that Zendikar Rising Collector Booster Box, and I haven't even used those cards. I normally spend 1 day a week at the local game store. I haven't done that the entire time since COVID. So I'm not really seeing any of the people I normally play Magic with. I'm not playing Paper Magic. We're about to talk about Commander Legends. The product looks freaking great, and so I'm not even going to be able to go into the store and play it. I'm not going to be able to draft it or understand how the experience is.
That's the bummer, man. I mean, really,
I'm in California. We're doing things differently than some other states. We're a little bit more locked down than other people. I'm sure there's some local game stores that are still kicking, and I'm sure some people have figured that out. But just my 2 cents.
No, I completely agree. It's an interesting time because we can't go in and draft a set that, I mean, it's got to be such like a kick in the gut, right? For the designers of this set to go. I mean, Gavin's been working on this. He's been working on this set for like 4 or 5 years, and how they really wanted to nail it, and how it's come and gone. William, appreciate that sub. Really, really appreciate that. Helps us more than you know. And so with those 4 or 5 years to aim at a 2020, end of 2020, release, and then in March have something like COVID happen, and then by June, July, August, September, know that it's not going away, know that this is going to be life for a good while until it's under control, and you're not able to go in and play this set that you've designed that's specifically designed for multiplayer. It's like, how Battle Bond was so successful? Imagine if that had happened, a set like that wasn't as hyped at the time, but turned out to be like a post-release hype for the two-headed giant format. Imagine if that set had been released in a time where we couldn't gather. It's just insane. But also, I'm seeing across every internet, everything, Twitter, Facebook, all of it, YouTube, total overwhelming support for this set. Not a ton of pushback. Jeweled Lotus obviously got a ton of buzz, but it was like immediate visceral reaction, which is I think what the point of that card design was. That was like 2
100%.
days. 48
it's supposed
hours.
to pull at your heartstrings,
Right.
and you're not really supposed to understand it, and then you're
Exactly.
supposed to start breaking it down later. And
You
I
see
think
it
that's what
and you-
everybody did. The card will lead to some insane blowouts. The card will, one person made the point that don't discount 3 mana that your opponent doesn't know about later in the game too. So if you do top deck it and your opponent starts to evaluate your mana and you do draw the Jeweled Lotus, just know that that does represent 3 mana toward getting your
That's not a
commander
bad
back.
thought.
Or
Yeah, they can tap out because they can't cast. My opponent can't cast their commander for 2 more turns. I'm good. Yeah. And then
Also,
they top deck that.
Also, I love the idea of like meme type games where you made the great combo video. If anybody missed it, they can go check out the combo video. But in any of those combos, if you are an opponent holding a Pact of Negation, just the fact that your opponent could be comboing out, about to win turn 1, and you could just get in with the Pact of Negation and take yourself out of the game, but also take the opponent out who's trying to do a turn 1,
right,
and kind of get all of your opponent or all of the players at the table like, okay, so 2 people are now out of the game. Maybe we could just shuffle up and do another game. So there's definitely going to be some blowout moments with Jeweled Lotus, but I also think that we're going to start to see the power level of the card. And if we know anything about Wizards of the Coast, if it does end up being a huge detriment to the format, they're going to end up banning it. But what I would call on players to do is revisit spot removal, revisit those kind of things that can disrupt those kind of combos before we call for a ban. Every time a new card comes out we just call for a ban, it's just it just sucks. Nobody gets to solve the format. There's no tinkering that's done. It's just immediately to outrage, and I hope that's what we don't do.
100%. Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert for the people here in chat, we're going to have a follow-up video to that Jeweled Lotus combo vid with some more combos that were suggested in the comments of that video. And one of my favorite ones that I'm going to kind of meme in the vid was, somebody just commented Force of Will. And that was all they said. I was like, yeah, you're rolling, you're rocking, you're rolling, you're going all in on this thing because it's a kind of an all in strategy, right? You're
bro, like
the
correct strategy. You cast Doomsday, sure, that resolves.
Yeah.
And then you wait for one combo piece to go off and you're like, all right, Force.
Well, it's sacrifice.
And then player's out of the freaking game. Dude.
Right, exactly. They're done. You've not only, I mean, it's right after sacrifice resolves, right? Like the sacrifice goes off, Crick dies, mana goes into your mana pool, you cast the next card, Force, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not playing anymore. But,
yeah, and that's what you get. You go all in, you fly too close to the sun, and sometimes, it's going to burn you. And that's what the card is going to do. And I don't hate that. I think it's funny. And a lot of the time, we're not going to see these explosive turn 1 hands that you're talking about in the vid. So just from that perspective, yeah, I am really excited about the set. Remember, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Drain, those appear in the main set. So if your whole purpose is to just get the best cards from the set for the cheapest price, just wait a couple weeks after the set comes out, a month after the set comes out, and buy those cards when they are at their lowest. And you can save that bankroll that would have been $270 on a collector booster box, and you could put that towards something else. Because I really do think Jeweled Lotus is going to drop. I think Mana Drain is going to drop. We're talking about scarcity here for a lot of these cards.
Oh, yeah.
And if you take $270 that you would spend on that product, you can stretch that a long way if you are patient. And, I think that's what players should probably be doing. However, if it is exciting to you to crack packs, if that is an experience that you like and have money in your budget for, I'm not knocking that at Jake and Joel or Magic. It's just like, if that works for you, it works for you. That's
not
great.
At all. I'm going to go use the restroom, Jake. Guys, we're going to get started in about 5 or 10 minutes here. We've got 2 giveaways to run. We're going to run our 7K full box giveaway here live on stream. We're also at the end going to run our patron, or I'm not sure what the order is, but at the end we're going to run the other giveaway that we don't run. We are giving away a couple bundles to our Patreon here live on stream at some point. And in between, we're going to do the rest of our set review. We've got like a gross, I think 144 is a gross, right, Jake? Isn't that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 144 is the gross.
Yeah,
Wizards
so
of the Coast released, the rest of the set.
We've got a gross number of cards to review tonight. And we're gonna get into it. A bunch of them are reprints, but I'm gonna go use the restroom real fast. Jake, entertain the folks.
Oh yeah, I hope this is entertaining for you. I hope you are entertained. Oh man, this is what I want to know. If you're hanging out there, what video are we not making that you want to see us make? Like, what is the series that you're waiting for on YouTube to pop up but nobody makes it? Like, what is it? What is the MTG thing that you want? Joel and I spend so much time. He hates when I talk about the behind the scenes stuff, but he's not here, so I don't care. I really don't care. So I like to know. I like to touch base. Let's see here. Haha, hey dude, I'm entertained. Thank you, Dean. Q, are you not entertained from Gladiator? What a fantastic movie, man. Ridley Scott is just the shit. I love Ridley Scott. He's so good. Magic the Casual. How to build Infect deck for the new is that the new card? Saskia. I don't know that card. I want you, Jake, not Joel, to make lore videos. You want me to make lore videos? Oh my god, that's a challenge. Now we're talking, dude. Oh, from Commander 16. Let me look at it. I appreciate everyone who is stepping away from the news to spend some time with us and be distracted. Oh, yeah. Saskia. Yes. Joel will have to make one. We've been talking about this, and we really do need to, I saw their reaction yesterday. The lore is amazing. Yeah, how to cut cards. Really excited for Jessica. Saskia Infect is a deck I've been trying to build for years. What is it that makes it so difficult? Is it just there's certain pieces that don't work out, or what? Look at this Jeweled Lotus. God, I can't believe this card exists. I think it's good, but not as broken as everybody says. Feel bad, but didn't vote. Am I a Yes, pause. Come on, man. Gotta vote. I mean, as long as you're fine with not complaining about it. If you were able to vote and you didn't do it, then you can't complain about any of the results. Modern content is needed. Benjamin. Dude, I love modern. I'll do a deck tech of my modern mill deck. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I also have modern boggles and goblins, but I think that mill is going to be the most interesting. I also have Death Shadow, but who wants to watch a deck tech on Death Shadow? Josh Supernova, hi fellas. Just joined the live stream. Hope you're having a great night. Josh, thanks so much. We are about to get into the review. We're doing 2 giveaways tonight. One is Patreon and one is the 7K box giveaway. If you haven't commented on the 7K giveaway, go to our giveaways playlist. Make sure that you have commented on that video, the 7K, and you will be entered to win a box of Zendikar Rising. It is not Commander Legends. I'm sorry it isn't. But the 8K will probably be a box of Commander Legends. I haven't talked to Joel about it, but we will be doing a giveaway at 8K and 9K, and then a multi-winner at 10K. But this is what you need to know, is that the giveaways, we're pretty sure that they're awful for our analytics. So they are going to start getting bundled into videos like this. So make sure, because I do all of the back end on the videos, I will make sure that the video makes it into the playlist. So if you aren't keeping up with the giveaways, there's a giveaways playlist that every video related to any giveaway, be it a giveaway mentioning or a giveaway fulfillment, will be in the giveaways playlist. It's is good enough. Here's a video: how to organize and inventory value your collection. Dude, the biggest thing that I can recommend for organizing cards is to organize them upside down and look at the rarities. That's the best way for me to do it. Looking at set symbols and rarities for cards that are bulk and have got pushed together, I always organize them upside down. I am going to be doing
backwards. Organize by the back of the card, and you'll have a real better handle on your entire collection as a whole.
What do you? I can't tell if you're you mean Backwards? What do you mean?
Yeah, like look at the back of the card, so you compare the symbols and you sort by that.
That's a good note. I like that. That's spicy.
I'm just trying to help.
I know.
People are asking questions and I'm providing insight. All
no,
right?
that's great. That's good. Love Modern, y'all on it to win and no holds barred. Dude, you know, I really do think that Joel and I should do like a Modern thing on MTGO, like maybe run a Modern tournament together or something like that. That would be fun.
I could get down on that.
Like if we just did mill, like ran 8 crab and just like tried to like go in there and disrupt the meta. I've seen 8 crab take down some tournaments, and it looks like a blast to play. I guess it's difficult to figure out what's more important: mana curve, balance of draw, removal ramp. This is about the Saskia. Everyone wants a Saskia deck tech, Joel.
What?
3 ways. A Saskia deck tech. Guess
What?
it's difficult to figure out what's more important: mana curve, balance. I organized by expected
seriously?
date.
Saskia the Unyielding? This card is so old. We got multiple people calling for this? Was this just reprinted? Is this a reprint in Commander Legends? No, 2016. I mean, it's a dope
Oh, it
card.
made it into, it was one of the secret layers. That's right.
Oh, yeah, it was. Women's Day. Ben,
International
appreciate that
Women's
sub. Hitting that
Yeah.
button's easy for you, and it means a lot to us, so we appreciate it.
I just told everybody about the 7K giveaway.
Yep.
Anybody who's hanging out, I
Oh,
mentioned...
have you got the box on hand?
I do. And so make sure to go over to the 7K giveaway, fulfill the prompt. We're not doing it yet. Joel, I guess we should get into this, right? We should start talking about some of these cards, or do you want to start with the Patreon and then...
Yeah, let's Yeah, let's run our Patreon giveaway, and then we'll run the theme song, and then we'll run the review. Okay.
Right.
By the way, everybody who asked for a Saskia, enters the battlefield, choose a player. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, it's 4 freaking colors, so it'll be fun to build. There's a lot of stuff there. Such generic creature types. Look at this, Jake. Human soldier. I mean,
Dragon Ball in there. Can you make cards bigger? I love you. I love you already here. Ansel says, hey guys, I have some spare Mitgo and Arena codes if you guys would like me to send them to you. Yes, send them to the Twitter account, and we will make sure that everybody gets them on a stream. We will just give them out.
Yeah, we'll just drop them and let people grab them up. Yeah,
secret layer codes. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
secret
Saskia.
layer
I'll add Saskia to the list here. So,
Dragon Ball says I'm old, got bad eyes. Don't worry, we'll try to...
DBT, we're old too. I know we look like we're young forever. Like maybe we have a painting of us that's aging instead of us. But, unfortunately, these are the faces we're stuck with.
That's true.
I
don't know why you had to say it like that.
Did really I use the word unfortunately? Yeah, I said the word unfortunately, and I felt kind of bad after I said it.
Pause. $5. Love your lore videos and appreciate all your videos. Stay positive and safe. Thank you so much.
With the super chat. Are you serious, PB? You rock, man.
He's always hanging out, always super positive. Thank you very much. Very cool of you.
I'm pretty sure Pause Brown, since he has joined, has commented more than anybody else ever. We got a couple people that have commented on every video since like the beginning, and it blows me away. But
Pause as well, YouTuber, and he is working his butt off to get to 1,000 if he isn't there already. So check out his stuff as well if you want.
Yeah, Pause. Go ahead and feel free to drop your channel URL in the chat once. Make sure to put the HTTP before it, or it will drop. Benjamin K. That's exactly what I was talking about. He knew and he popped up. All right, hang on.
Dude,
I gotta
Benjamin's on there all the time too. No, we really do appreciate everybody. We're going to start kicking this off. I know people are hanging out. I know you guys are ready to get this going.
Yeah,
we have
close.
3 things we need to do tonight. We need to review some cards. We need to give away some bundles to our patrons on Patreon, and we need to give away a box of Zendikar Rising. And then you also need to know that at 8K we're doing a giveaway, and it's not going to be like the normal giveaway videos. So just know that. Let people know. We might even do a community post to let people know as well. That way, everybody's on the same page and realize that the giveaways playlist is your friend. I will make sure that people know that. So if if the giveaways are important to you, you want to be there for all of those, just check that playlist. That's it. That's all I have to say about that.
I'm about 2 minutes from being ready, Jake. I'm pulling it up right now. I want to warn anybody who's in the Discord that we are going to do this giveaway now if they want to watch. And then we'll run this, and then we'll do titles, and then we'll get our review knocked out, and then we'll look at the 7K giveaway, and then we will bid everyone so long, farewell, Alita sing adieu.
Yes. Yes, I love your colloquialisms. Joel
That's
learns
not a colloquialism. That is a line from a major motion picture hit musical.
I know. Fiddler on the Roof. I know.
It's not Fiddler on the Roof.
I know. It's The Sound of Music. I know. It's Guys and Dolls or the Big Red Bus or something. I don't know what it is.
Something like that. I think it was Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, Miss Frizzle and Ramona and the Curse of the Old Bee. I get it. Yeah, it's a great musical.
Was Curse of the Old Bee a legit reference? Did you just like pull that out of your memory banks? Because that sounds so specific that it has to be like a real book or something.
What is it?
The Curse of the Old Bee? What is that? Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I made that up.
Horse shit.
I got nothing but hits running around in my head, dude. Just the Curse of the Old Bee. Like, I mean...
It's nothing but hits 24/7 up here, baby.
It's tough. It's tough hanging out with me. It's just, I cannot stop. I can't stop. All right, so
1 minute, and then we're rolling.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
My goodness gracious.
I am excited. Thanks for everybody who's hanging out. This really means a lot. It's weird to be able to start up a stream and have people like here and want to be there for it. So, Joel and I, in January, it will be the 4th year. I want everybody to know that. If you don't know, January will mark the 4th year that we have been a YouTube channel. And
it's
then
been a long time. We've had a lot of fun.
It was literally November of last year that we decided to start making 5 videos a week. Before that, I don't know if anybody's here from before that. We made about 1 video a week.
This is live. I like when Logan, thank you for that sub. I've seen your name before. Are you
Mr.
unsubbing
Buzz?
and then resubbing so that we say your name multiple times? Because that's a cool idea. That's free real estate right there.
Mr. BuzzFuzz, if you want to go back, they're going to be saying the same thing over and over every 40 minutes. It's just going to be on a loop. So if you get bored over here, you can go back over there and hear the same thing you heard all day.
No kidding. I mean, yeah, without going too deep into it, we've had the election coverage on cable there for essentially since election night, and it's, you check in every 20 minutes, you get a good catch up on where we're at, and then you understand.
Magic the Casual, I know you've been there from the beginning. Weeks. I know you have.
Oh yeah, Casual was following Jake and Joel before Jake and Joel knew what the hell was going on.
Magic the Casual, Rob, love the videos, guys. New Patreon member, thank you, Rob.
Yeah, Rob K.
Very cool. DBT, do we have to let Biden smell our hair? Send an envelope or no?
That's bait.
I don't know. We'll let chat figure that one out. Been following 700 subs. Really? No way.
No way.
Actually, I do remember you in your Dapper Talks.
Yeah,
I do because you've had
6 at 6 forever.
Yeah. Logan Keller. Now this is my first time. Just hopped on. 30 seconds. May God be with you. Saving Private Ryan. I want you to move fast and clear those murder holes. Need plenty of space between men. 5 men's a juicy opportunity, 1 man's a waste of ammo. I will email you the codes, and then you guys can decide what you want to do with them. Love you guys.
Was that the next line in the movie? I'll email you the codes, and you guys decide what to do with them.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that moment where Tom Hanks and Tom Sizemore and Vin Diesel and a couple of those others actors that were really big in the 90s are all trying to move those Bangalores up the beach. So that they could get those codes emailed.
Get those promo codes emailed.
Yes.
Get $5 off your next Dollar Shave Club purchase. Get up that beach. I'm pretty sure that's how that went, right?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot like that.
Ian Gray, hi Tor. Thank you for those subs, man. That button down there, it's easy for you to click, but it really makes our day. Can't tell you enough. That is the lifeblood. All right, Jake, I think we are close. I think we are here. It is
Yeah,
time.
let's just start with the Patreon thing.
run.
We'll go ahead and get that going for folks. Everybody who's part of the Patreon, big thanks. If you are hanging out here and you are part of the Patreon, or if you're here from the Discord, big thanks to you. You power our channel. I know that we say that at the beginning of every video, but it is a big help. And we're going to keep these giveaways coming forever. And just to clear this up, you get access to the Discord, you get the two-headed giant for signing up, but we like to do the bundles as a way of giving back. We know that most of you are here just to support the channel. You're not really here just for the giveaways, but we do like to be able to give back. And we're going to continue doing those. The giveaways will always be part of the Patreon. And so, let's keep this going, dude.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. Top and bottom of the list, Jake. Is that how we're gonna roll tonight?
Yeah, top 2 and bottom 1.
Top two, bottom 1. Jake is gonna roll a die. He's gonna tell me the number. We're gonna hit this randomize button down here that many times. What I'm gonna do before I ask Jake to roll that die is switch over to a little better view. Give me a second.
Yep. Let me know when you're ready.
And we are here. The list is here. We are ready to hit randomize. Jake, give us a number of times to randomize the list.
Oh, just a second. We just had a couple patrons come in just now. Bobby Z pledged $5 11 minutes ago, and Chicken Richard pledged 10 3 minutes ago. And I would say, because this is live, we probably need to go ahead and get these guys in the giveaway.
Bobby Z and Chicken Richard, like Indiana Jones, getting in right as the temple door is slamming down, grabbing their hat and saying, "Enter me in the random drawing." And to that we say,
we're gonna pause.
It's happening.
We're literally gonna pause for like 2 minutes. If you are gonna join the Patreon, put it in chat. We're gonna wait for you, but after that, we're going, because we got a lot to do tonight.
Chicken R, Bobby
And,
Z,
very kind of you guys to just join 60th and 61st patron there. That is very cool. It is very humbling. It is.
Ben's right.
It's weird.
Oh,
I have
Ben.
to like pinch myself sometimes with all of this stuff.
Ben, it's like Robin Hood. Last second with that.
Yeah. So, serious business. It is 7:11 now. At 7:13, we're running the giveaway. I'm going to check my phone like a hawk to make sure that anyone who's trying to get in can do that. And then after that, we are going. So, if you don't get in, it'll be there every single month. We're never going to get rid of the Patreon giveaway, like I said.
That is part of the life. Later, at the end of the stream, we will be giving away a box of Zendikar Rising. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, and that is
Box
the
of Zendikar
7K.
Rising.
That will be...
Yeah. For
at the end of
7,000
the
subs,
stream.
I know that now we're like almost 8,000 subs. We try and give some time for people to enter this giveaway, and then it's like, what's happening? We got to do another giveaway, and that's just a blessing. I can't tell you how just insane it is to us, but we do need to get that 7K giveaway going so that
I'm happy I
who
checked
wants
that
to.
and found those, because I would hate for somebody to
man.
have to wait a whole month to get in, especially if you're here on the stream and you're checking it out. I'm going to step away for a second and just grab some water,
I'll
and
be
then
right
Joel,
here.
at 7:13, let's roll a dice. I'll be right back.
Yeah, let's do it. I put my glasses on so everyone can see casual Joel. Casual Joel. I need a robe. I like robes. I like sweaters. Normally I'll go glasses. I do like flip-flops. I am a sandals guy for casual chilling. Sweatpants, t-shirt, little sweater action, little robe action. We are close to rolling the dice there, bub. Daniel T joining as our very first member of the channel. We have got a separate setup here going on our YouTube live where we've got our Patreon members, we've got our poggers, if you will, our YouTube members as well. YouTube members are going to get a shout out in our vids, and you get access to our emojis. Daniel T, you are actually our very first.
Oh my god.
I've
been a mess today.
Jacob.
I've been such
Daniel
a mess.
T, don't talk about you being a mess. Let me cure you being a mess. I'm going to talk to you about Daniel T being our very first YouTube member ever. He is now a Poggers. Yeah, it is yet to be renamed. We're going to come up with... that is a system that is in progress. But we got our very first YouTube member in Daniel T. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Daniel T, dude, thank you. I don't, you know, I know you walked me through that, but that's something that we're just now dipping our toes into, the YouTube membership. But it is something that is going to be robust when it's fully fleshed out. So that is, that's really cool. If you guys haven't noticed at this point, we are starting to move over from Twitch to YouTube. So if you were supporting us on Twitch, it might be a long time before we move back over there. We know that a lot of our support is over here on YouTube, and so it makes the most sense. You know, a lot of people have brand loyalty, whether they hang out on Twitch or they hang out on YouTube or whatever. And so building anything within any of those different things, it's hard to get people to move over from one to the other. So it really does make the most sense for us to just hang out on YouTube. You know, we put so much time. I would say we put it's like a 24/7 thing for us, isn't it, Joel? I would say that we're always working on it. Whether or not we're working on it, we're still working on it. So
Ansel, second member in... My goodness, guys. Y'all are great. Ansel, thank you so much. Welcome to the Poggers. It's gonna get a new name very soon.
You can't call it that. See, this is
Jake,
was
did
awful.
I not bring this up 2 days ago?
I think it's time
I brought
to roll
this
the
up
dice.
2 days ago. We gotta have a better name than Poggers and PogChamp. Okay, look.
Right,
random.org. It is time to go. Real quick before we do, Ansel, welcome to the team. Daniel, welcome to the team. Ben, thank you for your sub. Nova Gaming, thank you for your sub. Dominic L, thank you for your sub. Hitor, Ian Gray, Logan, whoever I haven't thanked. And then
cool.
Pause with the $5 in super chat. Thank you so much. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it because we got a review to do.
Top 2, bottom 1. Let's go. Roll a die.
All right, here we go. Here's the camera.
Good luck fixing it.
That's a 1.
All right, I'm hitting randomize once.
We're literally top 2, bottom 1. That's it, right?
Randomize. Here we go. S'more Dude, Brian R, and Trent B. Congratulations. You are our patron winners for the month of November. We will be getting you a bundle or cash equivalent if you're outside the US. ASAP. Let me make a note of this so that I can be very sure. Jake, you gotta not roll 1s. That was so anticlimactic.
Sometimes it's a 1, man.
Critical miss. S'more Dude,
Sometimes it's a 1.
Brian R, and Trent B. Those are going to be our patron winners for the month of November. Like Jake said, go and check out our Patreon. The link is down in the description below. It's going to get you access to our Discord, and you will be entered in this giveaway every month.
That's it.
Because we are all about the give backs here at Jake and Joel Are Magic. All right, Jake.
I guess let's go ahead and do a video, right?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take a 30-second bio. And then we're going to rock this thing. It's time to go. At the end, we're doing our 7K giveaway. BRB.
Congrats to Patreon winners. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't believe the support. It's just shenanigans. Oh my god, did you hear my stomach? Oh my god, you guys have been so gassy. I've been the worst. Last night I made this terrible choice of just eating a bunch of nuts before bed. I ate so many nuts. I ate so many sesame seed covered almonds before bed. I know that's extremely specific, but it's true. It's the truth. I just, for some reason, just kept eating them, and I was like, really like... The only other time it was worse than that is one time I got really into eating a bunch of like jumbo pickles, and it was the worst next day of my life. And I still like jumbo pickles. I still love that vinegar kind of taste, but I don't know. Sometimes I just have these moments where I'm just like, what did I
you say sesame seed covered almonds?
I ate so many from Trader Joe's, dude. I ate so many of these sesame covered almonds.
I've never heard of a sesame seed covered almond.
It's an almond that's dipped in honey and then covered in sesame seeds, and I ate tons of them. And today I've had so much gas. It's like my body is just like trying to sort out all of this fat and all of these seeds. And I've been a mess today, dude. I've just been watching like The Voice blind auditions while I edit. It's awful. Oh my gosh.
All right.
It's put me into a weird mood. It's made me really frumpy.
Well, don't be frumpy.
All right.
I'm going to say play, and that's going to be our theme song. Count to 3.
No, 100% overdone the nuts before. All right, we got to be quiet here, and then we're going to do this video. Here we go.
Yeah. Pressing play now, and then count to 3 now.
Hello, and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Let's do this thing, Jake. I think we have got a gross of cards, 144 final drop cards to cover on this Thursday, November 5th. We got some cool peeps in chat. We got some cool peeps watching at home. It's time to go over these final cards. Are you ready?
Oh, we are going through a bunch of cards. Some of them are reprints. We're going to glaze over those, and the video starts right now.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're live, if you're watching this after the fact, either way, those clicks do us a lot of good. Jake, we're going to swap over and we're going to get this thing.
Pause with another $5.
GB with the $5 in super chat.
Getting in with the 5. Thank you so much. We've got so much support hanging out in chat. Like Joel said, click like, click subscribe. We're pushing a 20K or pushing a 10K at the end of 2020. 20K would be amazing, but we're gonna settle for 10K. That sounds good. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. We got so many cards to talk about.
So we got a bunch that we have seen, but some that we have not. We have seen and talked about a Chroma, Vision of Ixidor. Looking at Anointer of Valor. 6 mana, 3/5. Whenever a creature attacks, you can pay 3. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Good limited, not good constructed. Armored Skyhunter, Jake, I can't remember if we've actually talked about this card or not, so we're going to hit it real fast. Whenever it attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library, put an aura or an equipment from among them onto the battlefield.
Yes, we did. We did, but it is very good.
It's very good. You just got to get an attack trigger, which is such a tough thing. Especially in Commander, but you know, you do have opponents sometimes that are fully tapped out or can't block a flyer, and that's who to attack.
Yeah, I mean, the flying is really good because the evasion built in is going to make getting that attack trigger a lot easier, and then the fact that you can attach the equipment is a big deal. It's big,
Elvish Dreadlord's a 5 mana 3/3 death touching zombie elf. When it dies, non-elf creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn, and it encores for 7, which is a token copy of it. And then they all die. So essentially, if it encores for 7, Jake, 3/3/3 death touchers are going to be put onto the battlefield. If you got 3 opponents at that time, and then when they get sacked and die, everything that's not an elf gets -9/-9 until end of turn. I mean, as far as Elven Commander cards go, this is super dope.
Yeah, this is. I love that it's 2 relevant creature types. The Encore is something that I haven't played with a lot, but I do think that it's just a really, really strong effect. Yeah, you know, I think the card is fun. I think it's very good. It's going to slot well. Honestly, into zombies or elves, to be honest. I mean, the non-elf creatures, that's fine in zombies or actually, no, it's terrible in zombies. What am I saying? No, it will just absolutely nuke your field. For some reason, yes, it's an elf card. It's a zombie elf. It's specifically for elves. I'm so bad. I hate that that's on the internet. I hate that that's on the internet.
Have we talked yet about Hellkite Courser, Jake? 6 mana, 6/5 Dragon Flyer. When it ATBs, you may put a commander you own from the command zone onto the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to the command zone.
I think zombies or elves will want it. I think either one, it's going to be great in either deck. You know, at the end of the turn, whatever. No, when it enters the battlefield, you may put a commander you own from the command zone onto the battlefield. It gains haste, return it to the command zone at the beginning of the next end step. This is really good if you're trying to get in with commander damage. I see this being really good for Voltron if you've got removed a lot.
Yep.
Very cool card. And obviously, if you blink it, if you figure out ways to flicker it, getting your commander back. It really doesn't matter what your commander costs if your commander is just like aggro, get in, don't care. So I do like this card. It's really nice.
Yeah, Hellkite's a nice 99 in a red card. Like red, getting a little heat. You know, the meme is that the color white is kind of falling behind, but red used to be really bad in EDH, remember? Remember? That wasn't that long ago, and we've gotten some absolute heat cards to make that color worth it. Yep. Welding Sparks is a 3 mana instant. Deals X damage to target creature where X is 3 plus the number of artifacts you control. Fine. Elvish Visionary reprint. Ichtekik we've talked about. Jury Tuya we've talked about. Bruise and Muldrotha reprints. Golem Artisan we haven't talked about, but it's a card that's been printed before. Target artifact creature gets +1/+1 or
Scars of Mirrodin or New Phyrexia or Mirrodin Besiege.
Scars of Mirrodin, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Golem Artisan's fine. Commander's Plate we've talked about. Meteor Golem is good removal in a limited sense.
It's excellent in limited. It really is excellent in limited. And then if you can flicker it again, getting that extra permanent destruction. This is kind of what we talk about. Or these are the kind of cards sometimes that you have to choose for monocolor decks if you want that permanent destruction. Certain colors have a lot of trouble with that, so you have to go for like Spine of Ashah or Meteor Golem in colors like, honestly, like black or red. A lot of the time, blue as well.
I really consider this a perfectly designed card for limited. I loved when it came onto the scene within the last 3 or 4 years, if I remember correctly. But this is a card that, you know, if the power and toughness were one more for the same mana cost and ability, it might start reaching into too powerful. If the mana costs were lower for the same ability and power and toughness, it might start getting too powerful. And so I know we're waxing poetic a little bit about a limited card that's clearly a limited card. I think sometimes it shows up in the sideboard of like Karn constructed decks that can use it as a tech card.
That's true.
But in limited, it's just so well designed. From an actual play standpoint, it's a little too expensive. You really need to be hurting for removal in your deck probably to play this. But I'll tell you, there have been many times, Jake, where I've top decked a Meteor Golem in limited and gone, oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because you're taking whatever the biggest threat is out, and you're getting a 3/3 body.
Right.
So it's a 2-for-1. In the right situations, it's always going to be a 2-for-1. That ETB is nothing to shake a stick at. It's why it's a 7 cost uncommon. We see Moss Diamond completing that part of the cycle.
Terramorphic Expanse, Return to Dust, Austere Command. We talked about Glacian yesterday. Tormad we've covered. Plague Reaver we've covered. Here's our extended art of Elvish Dreadlord.
I love the art on that. Let's just talk about that like purple
it's
streak.
Vargas. Dude, it's Randy Vargas. You always know that Randy Vargas art is going to slap.
Yeah. And I already, just like behind the scenes, because you're here, if I were making a thumbnail, it would definitely be that purple as the accent. I love that beautiful purple accent on this dark card. I love this art. It doesn't feel like super duper high fantasy art. It feels like one of the older cards.
Grungy.
Like it's just, yeah, dude, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Big fan. Victimize we haven't seen, but this is a reprint. This is one of the top recursion cards I think that you can run in an EDH deck. It's very cool that we're going to get a full art borderless of this card. That's definitely the version of it that I will be picking up. It's got older art. If we just want to take a peek real fast at viewing all prints here, this was our original art here on Victimize, was a Zancha related story art.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say make sure you're on the Urza's copy, but it is the same art.
Yeah, it's the same art. And then we saw this art, and I tend to like this art better just because of the intricacy of it, of the burning candles over the ropes with the blade
It's very calculated and very just like...
It's interesting. And then it's also a very dope recursion card. I mean, 3 mana and 2 target creature cards. Sack a creature, not a non-token creature. It's just a very good card that I love. Temur Battle Range reprint. We've got Flamekin Herald. I think this is I can't remember if we've talked about this card or not, but commander spells you cast have Cascade. So I would have to look up the ruling in chat. Help me out on this one. Flamekin Herald, if Maelstrom Wanderer is your commander,
it just gives it another instance of it.
So it's going to say Maelstrom Wanderer, Cascade, Cascade, Cascade.
That's my understanding, and I do think that we talked about this card and just how it's going to be great in the 99 of anything. Honestly, if your deck runs red, I was talking about it for my deck as far as Karavik goes, just because Karavik is a 7 cost.
Yeah,
and I love that so much. I might even run Flamekin Herald just because I could, in theory, just Karavik and Cascade into a Havoc Festival, a Sulfuric Vortex, any of my
Painful Quandary, any of that stuff.
Yeah, any of that kind of stuff. So in the 99, I really like it for big cost commanders that run red. Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, that's nuts. Hellstrike Courser we see, Teamer Battle Rage. Soulfire Eruption, I believe we've talked about. This is the 9 cost red one. Triniform.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Triniform, Path of Ancestry, Command Beacon. Jake, I can't tell you. Phyrexian Triniform. Here's a little spoiler to a combo video we got coming out. Phyrexian Triniform, Nim Death Mantle, and literally any sacrifice altar. And I know it's, congratulations, you've again broken Nim Death Mantle and Phyrexian Altar, which a million people have done with a million different cards, but this card does go infinite with those.
Let's talk about the beacon really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, this is a card that has needed a reprint for a while and has held a big premium. This is one of the most premier rares that you can get, and it is in the base set. So as far as like really good staples that appear in the base set, this is one of the most notable, and I just wanted to make sure that people know about it. And if you do want to find that foil extended art command beacon, the only place you can find it, it's in collector boosters. So that's the rub. If you are on the fence, if those extended art foils mean a lot to you, there's only one place to find them.
Alaru Solemn Ritualist is a new partner we saw today. 5 mana, 3/3. Enters the battlefield, puts a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures. Whenever a non-token creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So if you're able to put those +1/+1 counters on like spirits that you've already created, they're dying, they're creating 1/1 spirits in their place, which is like part of the whole theme of that deck. The whole want of that deck is everything to always come back. This one seems pretty good for 5 mana, especially from a limited aspect.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a really good card. I love the art on it. Again, love the art.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm excited to see what kind of partners partner up. I'll tell you, the partner that everybody's the most excited about is the 0 cost. Everybody is ready to brew with the 0 cost.
Anything
That's
for
what
free.
People care about more than anything. That could have been the only card printed in this set, and everybody would be stoked. I'm serious.
We're looking at Akroma's Will. We're looking at Angel of the Dawn, Fencing Ace. We've seen these cards before. Dispeller's Capsule with an old reprint. Kind of dig that. That's kind of cool. Angelic Gift. Open the Armory. Really glad that this one's getting a reprint. This is one of those, and let's look at the price of it. This is one of those cards that it's an uncommon that's at $1.78. So you already see that it's an uncommon from a set from like 3 years back. But if it's still holding like $1, $2, if they don't reprint this card, this is the kind of like $5 uncommon, $6 uncommon that will happen over the course of a year or two. And so
and I want to speak a little bit about that as well, because I can add on to that and speak a little bit as to why that uncommon holds that price, is because when we went to Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Moon, we had moved away from having the golden ticket cards in the boxes. We had seen them in Battle for Zendikar and Oath of the Gatewatch, Amonkhet, Kaladesh, Ether Revolt, and whatever the other one was, Hour of Devastation.
Yeah.
And these sets were not opened as heavily because they didn't have those premium cards in them. Like, this is just like an uncommon from a set that people didn't want to open because outside of the base set, there was nothing flashy to keep opening. So that was like where Wizards of the Coast was kind of like going into a different strategy of like, okay, well, how do we make it to where we don't kill the entire price of a set by printing lottery tickets into them? Because Oath of the Gatewatch, Battle for Zendikar, a lot of those sets that had these masterpieces are just absolutely trash as far as secondary market value goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Make a Stand's an indestructible effect on 3 mana. Instant Speed is another one that, you know, needs to be reprinted because that's a
Great
high
card.
Great card for redundancy effects, you know. Iona's Judgment, we've seen Seraph of the Dawn, Flying Lifelink 2/4 for 4. I'm not sure. Oh, it is from Avacyn Restored. That's why I'd never seen the card before. So that's a reprint. We've got Palace Sentinels. You become the Monarch when it enters the battlefield. This is a common. I think we saw that. Orzhov Advocus we've seen before. 3 mana 1/4 at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. If a player does, creatures that player controls can attack you or a planeswalker you control until next turn. So it's a little bit of a Monarch type effect. Slaughter the Strong is good removal. It's sacrifice removal, so it's not targeted.
Slaughter
so
the Strong,
tough.
that is downshifted from rare.
Oh, no kidding.
That was absolutely 100% a rare.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, and that just
uncommon.
kind of speaks to the power level of this set, which is just, you know, because it's made for Commander, a card like Slaughter the Strong, when you put it into a standard set, I guess needs to be a rare card, but in a set like this, the downshift makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Skywhaler Shots, going to destroy 3 or greater powers, and you get to scry. Soul of Eternity. This is a brand new card, Jake. Got a 7-cost star power and toughness equal to your life total, and it's got Encore. So this has the potential to be very, very big, especially if you're running it in a life gain deck. I like a card like this with Encore, simply because if you can run it in a green-white deck that's gaining you life and giving your stuff trample, this is a possibly good finisher in white, which is...
Bro, I think this card is just excellent.
Yeah.
It's very expensive, but you know, white a lot of the time relies on mana rocks to ramp stuff like this out early, and being able to pull off that Encore, dude. I know that this is definitely a more casual card in CEDH. It's just never even going to get close. But I do think that the card is going to be big in casual formats, and being able to get to that Encore, I mean, it's essentially like Unearth for all of your opponents, right? I mean, that's essentially what Encore was. They were like, how do we bring back Unearth and make it a commander-centric thing?
Right.
And
give some longevity to colors that don't normally have it.
Yeah, and if you put this into life gain, if you put this into a life gain deck, each of those avatars, if you Encore them, I mean, in certain situations, you might be able to kill all of your opponents with one Encore of this card if you played it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Slith Ascendant, I thought that this was from Mirrodin, so I was right about that. White, 1/1. It's a Slith, and it's got flying, and it says when it deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. All right. So now we see, Jake, I think this is our very first look. We have got a 9-cost spell in white. And that spell says sorcery speed, return all artifact, enchantment, and planeswalker cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Wow.
Wow? I'm a little underwhelmed. It doesn't say creatures, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but in like stacks kind of situations, I mean, in stacks, you probably can't even cast the card because there's so much resource denial going on. I don't know, chat. What do you think of this card?
This is an interesting one for me.
I think it's like, just for perspective, like Replenish is a reserve list card, and it costs 4 to return all enchantments.
Yep.
And so
that's exactly what I was about to do, is go look at the comps here.
Yeah, so that's 4 mana of it right there. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because it encourages you to not use creatures at all.
Open the Vaults is 6, and this is artifacts and enchantments for 6.
And so for 3 more, they valued planeswalkers that heavily, huh?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's only 6 more mana. I mean, it's only 3 more mana than Open the Vaults, but you get planeswalkers back. I guess if you can...
Yeah.
Oh, artifact and enchantment creatures. Okay, Mr. Buzzfuzz, I'm kind of on that. Like that idea a little bit. I still... I mean, okay, so in a black-white deck, I mean, this has to be the way it is for a reason, right?
Open the Vaults is all players, so that is important.
Sure.
But most people's decks aren't going to be built for that kind of pop and that kind of synergy from the card. So you really do have to be like, okay, well, what are we going to put this together? This makes the most sense for, like, I don't know, maybe like blue-white and like some Omniscience kind of like shenanigans going on. I don't know.
I was thinking maybe
I'm not a big
black,
fan
white,
of the card.
Black, white, dump your library into your graveyard. Ramp up to this, cast this.
I was excited about it at first. If you...
Imagine having this in... Imagine this would be the
Atraxa,
first card
dude.
you
like,
draw.
Atraxa could want it. Has anybody said anything about Atraxa?
Yeah,
oh, there
yeah,
we go.
definitely.
Have Atraxa popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could be really good in Atraxa, having the 3 white to get all of the planeswalkers back, and then any artifacts that maybe made it to the graveyard, maybe even a Jeweled Lotus, something like that. So, yeah, I think there's some value.
If we look at the CMC 9 cards...
It's just a bulk, dude.
I mean,
it's just, yeah, it's kind of
Mnemonic
big.
Deluge is so much better. Reshape the Earth is infinitely better.
Yeah, Reshape the Earth is like a costly spell, and all it's doing is getting a bunch of lands, but it's thinning out your deck so much. And in a casual game, that can be such an important thing to do. And then the next turn, you're playing literally anything you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Isaiah Nitog, thank you for those subscriptions. Really appreciate that, y'all. I feel like it's the most underwhelming. I mean, maybe Profane Transfusion. This is another one where it's sort of like you've got to arrange a good place state for it to resolve in a strong way.
It's a really good limited effect if you can get to the mana cost for it. It's a very good limited effect.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little underwhelmed by it, but you know, that is our Mythic 2 Wolf. Thank you for that subscription. That is our Mythic 9-cost white spell. Squad Captain, Trusty Pack Beast, Avon Surveyor we've seen before. This is a reprint, right? Yeah, Fate Reforged. That's what I thought. We've got Skilled Animator, Scab Goliath. These are, you know, I mean, target artifact creature you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5. These are a bunch of cards that we are seeing reprints of that will fit the limited scene very strongly, just due to the amount of cards that we got to get through tonight. We're going to kind of blaze over them, but you know, some of these cards, Jake, you know, stop me if I hit a strong one for limited. Additional cost to cast this 6/9 for 6 trample, exile 2 creature cards, solid. Thirst for Knowledge is a draw spell. Strategic Planning is a kind of fixing spell, get the right cards into your hand. Spontaneous Mutation is an aura that's going to reduce power on your opponent's creatures. When this creature dies, draw a card.
Trove Tracker,
Encore.
What's kind of cool about this is that Encore effect. In a limited setting, I think getting to 7 is possible, and so when all of those die, the fact that you're going to be netting those cards is pretty big deal as far as a limited card goes. I don't know how much support or how much this card will matter in EDH constructed decks, but Pirates have been given a lot of support, so we don't want to overlook it.
No, yeah, I mean, it is draw for 7 mana, draw 3, have 3 2/2s created that can attack that turn, which are probably just going to bump, but, you know, it's possible. Corpse Churn we've seen before, Blade Brand we've seen before, Elvish Doomsayer. Is this a new card? Yeah, I thought so. I haven't seen this card before. When it dies, each opponent discards a card. So we've got Soothsayer and Doomsayer now, Jake.
Yeah, what's really cool about this card is that each opponent clause.
Right.
When it dies, 3 for 1. I mean, I know that card advantage is a big thing in Commander, and in a lot of situations this might not matter much, and some people might even want to be figuring out ways to get cards from their hand into the graveyard. So if you are going to play this, make sure that you play it in the right kind of build where you really do think, you know, like a Croxa kind of thing, where it's like all in on discard and those kind of effects. But yeah, really cool card. Really cool.
I got 2 comments. Doesn't this kind of look like a Night Elf from World of Warcraft to you?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's weird. And
Reverse Elvish Visionary, that's a good note.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The other question is, Pauper players, I'm curious if this is a good card for you, because this is the first printing of a common that is an elf, so that's relevant, and it's a little control. But I don't know if the Elf Pauper deck runs black or just wants to stick to green, because you've got so many good options at common green. Let me know as we move on. Dund Operative, as long as you control an artifact, it's going to be a 3/2 with Death Touch. Yeah, it's same as Defiant Salvager. Jake, I think we did not talk about this card yesterday. This is a new card.
Yep, I have not seen that art. That is very pretty, and I know who it is right off the back.
Right off the rip, you're like, oh, that's Seb McKinnon. All creatures, for 6 mana, all creatures are going to get -4/-4 until end of turn, and you become the Monarch. At
Yeah,
uncommon,
it's only playable because of that Monarch clause.
right.
But yeah, love the art. I wish I knew like the origin of it, but I see this like knocked over goblet. All of these guys are kind of like sleeping.
Well, it looks like they were all poisoned. So to me, it looks like the
like
king and all the
poisoned.
knights got poisoned, and then whoever did the poisoning has now grabbed the crown.
Oh, I didn't even see that up there.
Yeah.
Got it. The pig is... Oh, the meat is poisoned.
Yep. The meat and all the wine. Yeah, it's another Seb McKinnon masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. For the card itself, you know, it seems really strong because of the Monarch clause. Like Jake said, I mean, -4/-4, that's languish, so you want that for 4 mana for sure.
Beware the eager ghost. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a really cool card. Excellent choice getting Seb McKinnon to do that. I think it'll be a good full art piece. I'll be very interested in getting that one in full art, especially.
I wish the art was on a rare because it's only playable and limited. I have to agree with you there. I don't think the card is very strong in Commander, but yeah, good note there. I Blade Assassin. We know that's a reprint as well as Guiltleaf Winnower. Guiltleaf Winnower. That is a that is a throwback to Magic Origins.
Yeah, this is a long time coming for a reprint, if I remember correctly. Yep, you're absolutely right about that. It's a rare too. Look at this. It's downshifted to uncommon in this set, which again speaks to the power level of this set. 5 mana for a 4/3 Minister enters the battlefield. You may destroy a target non-elf creature whose power and toughness aren't equal. Those will be
You guys know where I played that card is on the oh my gosh, what is the Xbox game called? That Magic the Gathering Xbox game?
Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Duels
or
of
something?
the Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
That's where that card really shines. You're allowed to run 2 in your deck. You can't run more than 2 rares in those decks. It's a weird meta, but it's its own weird meta. I will say that. One meta is just trying to get a game on that.
That is part of the first challenge of that game is get a match. After that, you're home free. Miara, Thorn of the Glade. This is our first time seeing this partner. 1 black, 1 other for a 1/2 elf scout. It or another elf you control dies. You can pay 1 and a life, and if you do, draw a card. I think this has the possibility to be very strong. We already saw the other elf, Jake, that has partner. I'm gonna look this up real fast. But this one could be very strong. I think these two are a good combo. At the beginning of combat on your turn, pay X twice. When you do, distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of target elves. And then for the 2 mana, whenever it or another elf you control dies, pay 1 and a life. And if you do, draw a card. Those two are very strong together. It's also interesting, we've got some other partners here that are elves. You don't want to go mono black with it, but this one here, Gilrana, if you want to go the other way. If you want to go big creatures with elves underneath, that's always kind of been a sub-theme.
Ernesto asks, what are y'all's thoughts on Arumi of the Dead Tide? I really want to make my first deck with her.
Oh, we talked about Arumi. Yeah, we talked about Arumi at the end of yesterday, but I think that we might see a reprint of it, so we can touch on that a little later.
Card Shop says, just getting here, had fun yesterday, guys. Hey, Jake and Joel, did y'all see Gavin open a whole box? Joel saw some of it.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Was it just a regular box? Was it it wasn't a collector box, it was the a draft booster box?
Draft booster box.
Got it.
Mallfield Twins. Seen this one before. 6 cost, 4/4 dies, create 2/2/2s. We got Murder. We got Pride of the Perfect. Elves you control get +2/+0. Where's this from? This is a new card. That's what I thought.
Oh, that is good. That's really good.
Black
I like that a lot.
Enchantment for Elf Tribal.
Yeah, that's really good. 2 collector packs. I'm gonna have to watch that Card Shop. I'm gonna have to get in there and take a little peek see at that.
Supernatural Stamina is a 1 mana spell we've seen before. Revenant. When was this card last reprinted? Look at this. I think this is new art. Yeah, it definitely is. Look at this, Jake. 5 mana, star, power toughness equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Coming down on that bunny.
Not again, Hans. That's so funny. Poor bunny.
Viscera Seer, classic boarding party. We got a 6 mana, 6/3 hasting human pirate cascade. Got a lot of Cascade support in this set. It's pretty excellent.
Yes.
Got Burning Anger, Champion of the
I
Flame.
do like that Haste Cascade and the fact that they gave it a 6/3. Like that 3 toughness, I don't care about, but a 6 for 6 with Haste and Cascade. I actually really like that on a common. This common is absolute gas. It's a little bit expensive, but it's pretty much going to put anything on your deck onto the battlefield. I like this card. A lot of opportunity to go wide here and really establish a board position. And it doesn't have to attack. It's just simply haste, baby. I like it.
Burning Anger is a 5-cost aura. We got Champion of the Flame, Jake. This card was downshifted. Champion of the Flame is an uncommon. Now Champion of the Flame is a common. So in Pauper, this was pointed out in the Discord to me today. Thank you, Discord. Champion of the Flame downshifted, so aura equipment Pauper, possibly. Foils of that will probably have a little bit of value if that takes off. Court of Ire. Have we seen
Court of Ire? I was
kind
of medium on. Yeah, I really like all the courts. The only court that I'm not super duper into is honestly this one. This one and the blue one, because the blue one is just so specific to mill, but I think mill decks are really going to want that. This isn't awful though. 7 damage to a player or permanent is very good if you can keep the Monarch going. I think it's a good card. It's just going to be hard to keep that Monarch in my opinion, but I do think it's a strong card. I think it could be at 4 as well. Joel mentioned an interesting thing as well. He said he wishes that instead of a shock, it had been a lightning bolt. And that's probably a lot to ask for, just because that 7 is so much. But yeah, the white court is good. The green court is good. The black court is good. I know some people don't like the white court, but I just like the fact that you're passively, at worst, getting 1/1 flyers for 1 from the white court, or 1/1 flyers for nothing.
I think that's why it's more valuable. I mean, a shock, think about every time your turn comes around in Commander, getting a free shock. I feel like a lot of times you're going to go, your face. And that'll be all that happens. Occasionally you're going to be able to hit a combo piece creature or a mana dork creature that might give you some residual value, but it just seems like such a nothing burger to me.
Yeah, any target makes the card discussing. It's worth discussing. It's worth discussing.
Yeah, I just think that the mana cost should have been 1 less, or either this shock been a lightning bolt and been something a little more substantial. That would have made me more excited for this, but if there was some solid testing around this, they decided that lightning bolt was too much and needed to be shock, and then lightning bolt, two lightning bolts plus 1 for the Monarch position there. Let's move on. Crimson Fleet Commodore is a common, another common Monarch support. 4 mana, 5/2 with trample. You become the Monarch when it enters the battlefield. Jake, I don't know if you saw this card today, but I wanted to talk about it just because it's so silly to me, and I love it. It's silly in a I love it way. 1 red, 5 other sorcery. Draw a card. Then each other player may draw a card. Whenever a card is drawn this way, this sorcery deals 5 damage to target opponent chosen at random from among your opponents. So in red, you got 6 mana, draw a card, deal 5 damage randomly to one of your opponents. Base level. Then any of your opponents can play with fire in the most literal way, and they can decide, I'm going to take a chance at taking 5 damage, and I'm going to draw a card. And then it goes up exponentially after that. If each opponent is drawing, maybe somebody gets hit with both. Maybe they get spread around. The odds, if everybody's doing it, that you get hit go way up. But it's a fun, silly, uncommon. I like it at sorcery speed. Obviously, it's OP at instant. Or not even a card at instant. But this was a...
Card Shop notes Explosion of Riches was originally going to be part of something else for each color having a version of. That's interesting. They cut the other colors and kept the Explosion of Riches in red. That's interesting.
Interesting. Well,
I'm personally enjoying the stream. It does not suck. Thank you, Prime Shifter. Those are some nice words.
Thank you for the kind words. Dragon Egg, we've got right there. Fathom Fleet Sword Jack. This is a new Encore card, uncommon. 4 mana, 4/3. When it attacks, it deals damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking, equal to the number of artifacts you control. That's quite good.
Nice.
And then Encore, same thing. 6 mana, 4/3s across the board for everybody. and it's dealing damage to a player or planeswalker it's attacking equal to the number of artifacts you control. Actually, Jake, this could get busted. If you can get some treasure going.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I will say that this is one of the better uncommons that we've seen tonight. That's a new card.
Wow. Add uncommon too.
Red really does depend on artifacts too. Red really likes crapping out a bunch of artifacts. So yeah, I think the card is strong. I think it's gas.
Gosh, yeah, I can't wait to build some combos around that. That seems like a kind of card that at first glance you're like, okay, and then you're like, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Damage straight up, doesn't matter. On the attack trigger, doesn't even have to get through. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Neheb auto include, that's a good note as well. Neheb is very strong and this card would love to be in that deck. Fiery Cannonade, that's a reprint from Ixalan.
Downshift in rarity, another Pauper. Pauper's gotten a lot of support in this set. It's kind of interesting, and I want to visit that for just 30 seconds. But there have been a bunch of cards, Jake, that have been downshifted to common from uncommon, and given Pauper some heat. It's been kind of interesting how this set has been Commander Legends, but also kind of like quietly a Pauper Heroes.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, that's notable that it got downshifted in rarity. I didn't even remember that card was uncommon, but it does make sense.
Yeah, it was too good in Ixalan. All the power level of the cards in Ixalan was way lower. I just remember it in Limited being such gas when you could get it, because it was easy to draft Pirates and then to be able to wipe their board for 3 mana. And there were such low toughnesses in that set overall, except for Dinosaur Tribe. I mean, Vampires and Merfolk were all easy to kill. And so Fiery Cannonade was just gas in that set. I remember it being very good. Frenzied Saddle Brutes and Orc Warrior, 5 mana, 5/4 haster. All creatures can attack your opponents and planeswalkers your opponents control as though those creatures had haste.
Yeah, not bad.
5 mana anger for everybody. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it's just fragile to me. Like, again, I'm looking at a bunch of limited cards here. None of this, like, that I'm seeing, do I feel compelled to put it into my deck? Like, Frenzied Saddle Brute, like, there's no reason for me to put that into a deck. But I can see the merit of it in limited, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Same thing with Impulsive Pilfer. 1 mana, 1/1 dies, create a treasure token. It's got Encore 4. Goblin Trailblazer.
That I think can be, like, you can ramp out a little bit with this guy, with this Pilferer. Get to that Encore early, and then when it dies, it's going to create a bunch of treasure tokens, which can get you onto a turn super early. I think your opponents in this situation are just
letting the attack go through.
Yeah, they let the attack go through because they know it's going to die anyway, and you're just generating a lot of treasure. I think this card could be good. Yeah, it is a poor man's dockside. That's a good point.
Right. Trailblazer, Lightning Rig Crew. We've seen Portent of Betrayals. Our 4 mana grab something. Also scry. Renegade Tactics. We've seen Rummaging Goblin. Old School Ripscale Predator.
That Ripscale Predator, man, is in everything.
Well, it's like
I just feel like I see this card all the time.
This is the limited design, right? Like a 6/5 with Menace for 6 at common. That can be your finisher in a limited sense. We'll see how it looks in a 4-player pod, commander sense as a finisher.
Also, it's a dino, not a lizard anymore. It used to be a lizard.
Ripscale Predator? Did it? What was the initial? Oh, look at that.
It was a lizard.
One of those errated. So this is the first printing. Oh no, it was called a dinosaur in M20. Wow. But yeah, I mean it's one of those commons, man. They reprint it when they need it in a set. Reaching 4/3 for 4, 5 mana.
I like
deals
that.
Target.
In limited, I like a reaching 4/3 for 4 in red. It's
deals
good.
damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control for 5. Sure. Spark Tongue Dragon, Volcanic Dragon. We've seen Undying Rage. We've seen. Is this new art for Undying Rage?
Negative.
No, not at all. Completely wrong about that art. Volcanic Torrent, uncommon Cascade card. This has got to be new. Yeah. 5 mana Cascade Sorcery deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker your opponents control, where X is the number of spells that you've cast this turn. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Actually, oh, wow. Volcanic Torrent deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker your opponents control. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be solid because it kills every creature. Okay, so look, there are so many ways. There's so many ways in EDH to have infinite amount of spell casts, to have an infinite storm count essentially, and create infinite mana with the exact same loop. A lot of the infinite mana loops include casting something over and over again, so you also get residually an infinite storm count. And so if this card said players, creatures, and planeswalkers, it would be busted as hell.
Yeah,
for that fact.
Yeah, true.
But creatures and planeswalkers, I mean, in the right deck, this is an infinite storm count, infinite mana, kill everything. And then in a limited sense, because it's cascading, you're at least doing 2 to each creature and planeswalker your opponents control, minus any other storm count you've gotten. Interesting card.
Yeah, it's minimum 2 and has huge upside in the right deck. It'll just kill everything in the right situation, which is nice. Ambush Viper.
Crushing Vines, Finclade Fugitives. This is a new one. 6 mana, 7/4. 7/4. I don't think I've seen that power toughness very often. Can't be blocked by creatures power 2 or less, and it's got Encore for 5. Okay, so this is one of those reverse cards, right? That you see with most mechanics where the casting cost is really high so that the other cost can be super low.
This is so weird. It's an Elf Salamander Rogue.
Oh yeah, I was just kind of like having a trip from the art here, trying to put everything together. But yeah, I mean, a 5 mana Encore. This is the kind of card in a black-green deck you want to throw into your yard early so that you can recur it for 5. Get that, 7 to each opponent fired off early.
Yeah, I think it could really thrive in certain elf builds and stuff. Encore seems good though. It really does seem strong. Again, a lot of these cards are designed for limited, and it's so sad that a lot of people aren't going to get to play this in limited. But you know what? There's 24 packs in each box, so I'm sure people are going to buy boxes to sit on that way. Once people are playing Paper Magic again, they can all kind of circle up.
Well, and also don't forget that sealed can be a thing over spell table, and I know that that's a lot of how a lot of the people in our Discord are already talking about arranging up some sealeds of Commander Legends and building some decks out of that. Lifecrafter's Gift, Ivy Lane Denizen we've seen before. Another green creature enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Decent in mono green deck. You probably want to go multicolor though in this kind of format, even limited, so it is what it is. 3 mana 2/2 Reacher. When you cast an elf, have it deal 2 damage to target creature with flying. Monstrous Onslaught deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control as you cast this spell. A lot of Aether Revolt reprints here.
Yeah.
In this last little chunk. Molder Beast we've seen before. When an artifact's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it gets +2/+0. Reshape the Earth. We've seen this one. Up to 10 cards, land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped. Absolutely insane. Ordeal of Nylea we've seen before. Scrounging Bandar. This freaking card. Cat Monkey. Sweet little
Scaled
Cat
Behemoth.
Monkey.
This was the card that just took down games. If you got Scaled Behemoth, like, you really just had to get to it. That big, chunky hexproof dude is just so hard to deal with in sealed situations. You really do have to hope for just being able to block it straight up with enough power to kill it, or you have to figure out a way to get your opponent to sacrifice.
Scourge of the Amonkhet limited scene for
Ansel
sure.
says, I'm going to pre-release next week. We're very fortunate in Australia. That's true. Paper is alive and well over in Australia.
That's
that is
awesome.
true.
Your country probably did a better job at dealing with this thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
5 mana 4/4 Vigi-Reach Spider. 5 mana 2/5 Reaching enters the battlefield. You may destroy target creature with Flying Spider. This one's good.
Yeah, that's a good card. Nice reprint there. Comes in. Nice little 2-for-1 because you get the 2/5 with Reach. Comes in, destroys a flyer. If you are here just looking for a little bit of limited pointers, if it comes in and it destroys a flyer, it's probably going to be something that you're going to want to play. Because a lot of people prefer flying and limited just because of the avoidance. So you can rest assured you're probably going to run into something with flying.
Well, those are the kind of cards like this one right here. Crushing Vines. These cards are included in every set. Sometimes they're creature with flying and an artifact, creature with flying and an enchantment. One of all, choose one of the 3. But those are the kind of cards in limited that you end up going, maybe this needs a slot. If there's some big flyer, if flying is a sub-theme in the set. And look, we've already talked about this in yesterday's video. Blue-white flyers is a legitimate archetype in this format. So having a 5 mana 2/5 that's going to block beautifully for the rest of the game until it gets targeted removaled, and it comes in and destroys their commander that has flying. Pretty sick. Silverback Shaman, classic. 5/4 dies, draw a card. Wild Size, +2/+2, and trampled replaces itself. Strength of the Pack, we've seen this in Ixalan. Put +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. 2 of them. Rivals of
That
Ixalan.
card is insanely busted in limited.
Yeah.
It's just insanely busted.
Absolutely. Here we're back to some constructed possible cards, Jake. And we got some weird ones to go over. Bell Borka, Spectral Sergeant. 1 white, 1 red, 2 other. Spirit Soldier, star 5. Note the converted mana cost of each card as it's put into exile. Bell Borka, Spectral Sergeant's power is equal to the greatest number noted for it this turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So, there's a lot to unpack here. It's a 0/5.
Dumb name.
It is a 0/5 until something is exiled on that turn. Am I reading that wrong, or is that correct? That middle ability. Power is equal to the greatest number noted for it this turn.
Yeah. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Yeah, I mean, it's Boros card advantage, that's for sure. But yes, it is a 0/5 on turn 1. So,
I mean, if you run it as just straight up Boros card engine, right? Like, I've got a good aggro deck here in Commander, I guess, and you just want to have access to 2 cards a turn. I mean, you can play that card, so it could be a land, and you can drop it.
Sure. Yeah, it's okay. Again, for me, like, I don't know, dude. I'm not super high on it. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing.
That's one that I would have to play test to really see. But in red and white, getting 2 extra cards every turn, and if you go straight up, like if I was going to build a 3-way video around this card, I would say mean way would be straight up exile tribal. And so you're running Journey to Nowhere, O-Ring, every single possible instance of cheap enchantment auras that exile target creature, and so you're having access to potentially 2 of those every turn. I think that's got some potential if you want to go super mean removal.deck and be in red and white just to, I guess, handicap yourself.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it's got a lot of power level that I don't see.
Captain Vargas Wrath is a 2-mana orc pirate 1/1. When it attacks pirates you control, get +1/+1 until end of turn. For each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. They're trying to do their best, aren't they, to make aggro a thing in Commander, to give aggro some tools to really make people look at targeted removal in a different way.
Yeah, possibly. I'm trying to put it together. I think it's fine. We'll see if pirates get the kind of heat that they need for this card to be really good and really explode. I mean, it does give it to the team. It does give it to the team, so that's worth noting.
Yeah. Next up, we've got some excellent... Dude, this art is so cool to me. Hamza, Guardian of Arishan. Birds for scale. Note the birds for scale up here. I know that if we put a bird next to you, Jake, you would look gigantic as well. But
that's true.
Note the birds for scale. 6 mana, 5/5. Legendary Elephant Warrior. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, and creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. This one seems...
How tall is Jake? I'm 6'1".
Jake is 16 feet 11 inches.
That's right. I stand with every member of my clan, and they stand with me. So, you know.
Hamza seems very good to me. This seems like one of the more pushed uncommon commanders I've seen.
Yeah, it is really good.
Creature reduction. I mean, you can go... It's almost like an Animar style build here. If you really focus on those +1/+1 counters, you're able to cheat out Eldrazi. You're able to cheat out the biggest of the best for
1
colorless.
less to cast for each creature you control with 1/1 counter on it. So this loves doubling season. Any kind of effects like those, any kind of like hardened scales, like
Zendikar,
those kind of effects.
Savior of Zendikar. What's the name of the card I'm thinking of? Comes into play, makes a 0/1 for each land you got. Landfall +1/+1 on all your plants.
Avengers Zendikar.
Avengers Zendikar. Yeah, this card and Avengers Zendikar are best freaking friends.
Yeah. I think it's a good card, and at uncommon, it's definitely worth noting.
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm a
cool.
big fan of that. Chris, thank you for that sub, man. I really appreciate that. Clicking that button means a lot to us. We had this one last night, but we didn't cover it because it hadn't gotten on Scryfall yet. Jared Carthalion, True Air. This is one of my favorite designs of the entire set that I've seen, just because of how different it is. We got Naya for a 3/3 human warrior. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes the monarch, and you can't become the monarch this turn. Then, if damage would be dealt to Jared while you're the monarch, prevent that damage and put that many +1/+1 counters on it. So you've got this, like, wants to be a Voltron type commander, but you also have to, when you play it, work to become the king again. And so from a flavor standpoint, this whole like true heir thing, you give somebody the monarch, they're not the right monarch, you feel like you're the monarch, you want to become the monarch. It's a cool take on the entire mechanic to me. And it does look like Henry Cavill.
I think that's cool. Damage would be dealt to him while you're the monarch. Prevent that damage and put that many 1/1 counters on it. Yeah. No, I think it's cool. Naya Commander. How would you build it? Let us know in the comments. I'm just trying to take it all in. A lot of these cards I haven't seen, so.
Not a ton of reaction to that one, Jake. What do you think about Carador Ghost Chieftain?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool reprint. I'll be excited to get the etched foil version of it for my deck. I'm pretty excited to see that they put that there. This is pretty sweet. A rabbit wizard. It isn't a Wizardrix.
Quain, Itinerant Meddler, is a 1 blue, 1 white, 1/3 rabbit wizard with art that I don't think I've ever seen something like that in MTG, so that's pretty excellent. Tap it. Each player may draw a card. Then each player who drew a card this way gains 1 life.
Yeah, I think this is a really, really fun group hug kind of commander.
Oh, yeah.
I think anybody who's playing Quain at the table is going to be everybody's best friend.
But also Quain is silently building up this like pillow fort around itself. And so
for sure.
It's like deterring you from attacking it, but then
ooh, Buzzfuzz in there with the hot take, smothering Tithe with this.
Oh, yep.
See, now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas.
Smothering Tithe and this are definitely best friends.
Paul in there with the other big one, best friends until expropriate. That's true. Yeah. No, good takes there. I think this is one of the cards that I'm the most excited about, honestly. I like the art. I like the casting cost. I like forcing people to draw cards. It seems nice.
Yeah. And it's called True Air, a vanilla 3/3 for a turn, and that's absolutely right. And then Super Friends for Quain. I think that would be a good take. I mean, anything that you're drawing a card on, right? Or are you talking about Carador, maybe? We got Carador reprint. We got Marith reprint. We got Zedrew reprint. All gonna be foil etched. Pretty sick. We got a equipped creature gets +3/+0 and is every creature type.
I will say they picked some good commanders to be in the set. They really did pick some stuff that was that people were going to want. I mean, it's really cool that I'm going to be able to find an etched foil version of Carador. You know, I've wanted to get the one promo of it for a while, but I've just kind of put it off, and so now this will be a good opportunity.
Paul said this is like the cute characters in video games that people underestimate. So yeah, like in a League of Legends or some kind of brawler type game, they're like, oh, I main Quain. I'm a Quain main.
Yeah, Quain main.
Everybody's like, oh, you son of a gun. Angelic Armaments. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has flying, and is a white angel in addition to its colors and types. Good artifact equipment.
Really good in limited if you can get that equipped on anything.
Burnished Heart, good across the board. Brass Herald, good across the board. It's a creature type card for sure. I think I covered this in my how to build tribal EDH decks. You know, getting that Anthem and then also refilling your hand. Pretty cool. Dreamstone Hedron, classic. Codex Shredder, Foundry
Inspector. That's another card that's needed a reprint. So
Jake,
it just
look
got
at this. One. I am rocking solid on these downshifts. This is another pauper card that wasn't uncommon.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Pauper's getting a lot of good additions.
Yeah, it definitely is. Grafted War Gear we've seen. Hero's Blade, I believe... Oh no, we've seen this in Fate Reforged. This got reprinted not only in this set, but also in one of the Commander decks, which is why it was on the top of my head. Hero's Blade, 2 mana, equipped creature gets +3/+2, and if a legendary creature comes in, you can attach it automatically.
Christopher Snyder, happy birthday, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for dropping in for a second.
Happy birthday. Appreciate you. Good seeing you. Haunted Cloak, we've seen before. Vigi, Trample, Haste, equip 1 for 3. JAJAM Tome is a big disappointment. 3 mana, pay 2, filter out. It's not terrible, but there's a lot of better effects. Howling Golem. We saw this card in Dominaria. Attacks or blocks. Each player draws a card. More group hug. 4/4 flyer for 6. Fine. 6 mana artifact. 3. Tap it. Draw 3 cards. Ability costs 1 more for each card in your hand. So you really want an empty hand for Lore Seeker's Stone to pay off.
Yep. Magic the Casual. Thanks for hanging out.
We'll catch you later, Casual. Pen and Blades, a 3 mana equipment. +1/+1 for each creature you control. This is one of those... It's a solid-ish staple for creature builds, token builds, but it is 3 to cast.
It's always the first thing I cut, dude.
Yeah.
I've tried to put this in decks, and I always cut it.
3 to cast, 4 to equip is kind of steep for equipment, especially... You remember the last set, Jake, what I was saying about all the Zendikar equipment, how I liked that it auto-attached to 1 creature first.
Yeah.
So you get a little better value out of it. Pilgrim's Eye is great fixing. Seer's Lantern, gonna add colorless and also scry. Pirate Cutlass, if you're running a
Pirate Cutlass, I'll tell you this.
Sick.
Oh man, if you drafted Pirate Cutlass, that
Back
was
in
like
Ixalan.
Just like win with that card, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Is this... Am I gonna lose my... Oh, yep. I lost my streak. That was a common. It is still a common. Shimmer Mirror. This used to be a rare. Look at that. Downshifted to uncommon. I remember this being a rare back in Besieged. Artifacts can have flash. We got Sunset Pyramid, enters the battlefield with 3 brick counters on it. That's from Amonkhet area.
Move a brick counter from it, draw a card, and scry 1. Is that from Amonkhet?
Yeah, I believe so. Hour of Devastation.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Then it's an Amonkhet
Workshop
remastered.
Assistant's gonna die. Return another artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. And then we got Opal Palace and we got Rupture Spire. Jake, we have reached the end. That is 563 cards, ladies and gentlemen.
It's over.
I think that's it. I do want to check.
That's it. We got to give away
spoilers.
A box.
What is it? A Mythic spoiler? I want to just double check, make sure we hit everything. Oh, this is in order of collector number at this point. Sort by date. Is that still a thing?
You can just hit newest.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, we saw this. Yeah, I think for the most part, Aqueous Form can't be blocked. I don't think we saw that. Scrap Diver Serpent. Trying to make sure there's nothing relevant. I think we have hit all of it. I think that is the entire set, Jake. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's give away this 7K box because I know people are waiting for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all, we've got a lot of really big videos coming out over the next couple of days as we gear up here to do this box. Let me swap views real fast. So we got a box to give away. We got a bunch of sick videos coming out over the next couple of days, y'all. We've got a Is It Worth It on the Collector's Boosters. We're looking at more combos with Jeweled Lotus because everybody got excited about that one. We're about to start looking at the some of the commanders I haven't covered 3 ways. It's gonna be a big next week. I know that it seems like, you know, we're at the end of the previews, but that just means that our work ramps up because we have got some sweet ideas. So, appreciate you watching the review. This is the end of the set review of Commander Legends. If you want to go check out any of our thoughts on the previous cards that have been spoiled, there is a playlist, Commander Legends set review. We'll have all these videos in it. Go and check that out if you want to kind of stay up to date on what our thoughts are about every card, at least our initial reactions. We did kind of switch formats, so you went in from edited videos to streamed videos halfway through that set review, but we had a good time and we hope you did as well. Thank you for watching. Now, we've got a 7K sub giveaway to do.
That's right. So this will actually be in this video that we just streamed. So it will also end up in the giveaways playlist. So if you did miss this, or if somebody's like, hey, did they ever do the 7K? Just 1 second.
If you miss this, or if somebody's like, did you ever do the 7K giveaway? That giveaways playlist is where to check, really. That is where we put in the playlist. We put in the initial video. We put in the initial video of how we're choosing the winner, and we also put in there the eventual.
All right, let's wrap this up. My food just got here, and I am hungry.
So yeah,
so let's roll the dice.
That is how we have that playlist specifically for the giveaways. So that's where you're gonna want to check. Jake, you ready to do this giveaway?
I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
Real quick, Tabletop Gamer 99 and Ernesto Gutierrez, thank you for that subscriber. Thank you for that subscribe, by the way. If you're chilling in chat and you haven't hit like, you haven't hit subscribe, consider doing that. Those little clicks give us so much love. Jake, roll us a die and let me pick a winner.
Let's do it. It's a 5.
I'm going to click this pick a winner button 5 times. We're going to read the comment, and we're going to make sure the comment fits
the prompt.
That's prompt, it. And if it's not, we're going to click it again. The prompt, I believe, was what game do you play, like seriously play a lot, that is not Magic the Gathering? 5 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our next one's going to be our winner, Jedi JJ. Rocket League is also mine. I'm terrible at it, but it's fun. If you missed the video, Jake said in the video that Rocket League he probably plays the most out of any game that exists. Magic the Gathering takes a backseat at the second place to that. Jedi JJ, if you're watching this or you want to just reach out to us, hit us up. We're going to get with you. We're going to get you a box of Zendikar Rising or cash equivalent if you're outside of the United States. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We're going to call it an evening. Jake and I are ready to go and make a ton of videos. We got so many ideas. We got to get them made. And that
thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been an absolute blast. We got Commander Legends Collector Booster. Is it worth it? Coming out tomorrow that I have been working on. Joel's got some combo videos. We got a bunch of videos coming up. We're going to push really hard as we get to the end of this year. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers in 2020. We got a bunch of subscriptions tonight. That was great. Pause Brown with the 2 donations. We had a couple people jump in and join the YouTube. What is it called, Joel? The YouTube?
Ansel Van Heerden and Daniel T. Y'all are now the first 2 sponsors of our channel. That button down there under subscribe says join, or next to subscribe I think says join. And if you go down there and click on that join button, you'll get access to emotes for our live streams, and you will also get a special shout out in upcoming videos. And it will not always be called Poggers and PogChamp. We'll come up with something that's more clever because we like to be clever and creative.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for everybody hanging out. We hope you've enjoyed this Commander Legends set review. Thankfully, most sets coming out after this will not be so many cards, so we won't have to review 144 cards in an evening, which is pretty much more than half of a normal Magic the Gathering set. But for everybody who did hang out and who weathered the storm with us, this has been a great time. So thank you very much for that.
Jake, before we move on and call this one, what's your very favorite card that you have seen, new card from Commander Legends? You got one off the top of your head?
I mean, my very favorite card that I've seen from the set is easily Jeweled Lotus, because I'm excited to see what people do with it. But if we're saying like non-Jeweled Lotus,
sure.
The Commander's Plate. I really like the Commander's Plate.
Kamal was mine from a standpoint of it hitting me in my heartstrings, because Odyssey was my first major block, and then Commander Plate for Jake, 1 mana Mythic Equipment. That's gonna wrap it out for us tonight, y'all. Really appreciate everybody hanging out. Have a good rest of your Thursday and a good weekend after that. Jake?
Just stay positive. Like Pause always says, everybody. Just stay positive. At the end of just try to have a little bit of patience, and let's all just try to get along a little bit. That's all. That's all I want.
We'll catch you later. Y'all have a good night.
TTFN.